Hello friends, welcome back to indulge yourself into another interesting story from history. The day drifts away and you are ready to sleep. Pull a blanket, close your eyes and let your thoughts drift far away. Back beyond the buzzing of modern life, beyond the glow of screens and ticking clocks. Let yourself wander into the warm desert winds of ancient Egypt, where the golden sun kisses the sand, and the Nile gently whispers through reeds as it has for thousands of years. Tonight, I'll take you into the strange and secretive world of someone who lived a very peculiar life, a life filled with rituals, spices, and silence. You're about to step into the sandals of a man whose hands did not build pyramids or fight in wars, but instead prepared kings and commoners alike for their eternal journey. He was a mummy maker, and this is his story. The air is still and warm as you rise with the sun, the gentle light filtering through the reed mats that cover your small stone house. You stretch your arms and breathe in the morning air, a blend of sand, damp clay, and the ever-present scent of incense. Today, like most days, your work begins with death. You walk through the narrow alleys of your village, sandals kicking up dust, nodding to others who pass by. Everyone knows your trade, and though some avoid your eyes out of superstition, most respect what you do. After all, you serve a sacred role. You don't just handle the dead, you help guide them into the afterlife. Today, a nobleman has died. His family, wealthy and devout, has summoned you and your team to begin the 70-day process of mummification. That's right, 70 days. It's not a quick job. This is the kind of work that requires patience, precision, and above all, reverence. You arrive at the House of Purification, a clean, quiet space near the edge of the village. It's surrounded by papyrus fields and the hush of the Nile. This place is separate from the noise of everyday life. Here, the boundaries between the world of the living and the dead are thin and fragile. Inside, your assistants are already preparing. Bowls of natron, a salty mineral used to dry the body, are arranged neatly beside cloth, resins, and fragrant oils. The tools of your trade aren't glamorous. Hooks, knives, and scooping spoons made of bronze or sharpened reeds. They look simple, but in your hands they are instruments of transformation. The body lies before you, wrapped temporarily in linen and awaiting your touch. Before you begin, a priest wearing the mask of Anubis, the jackal-headed god of the dead, enters the chamber. He chants softly, prayers spilling into the air like smoke. He blesses the tools, blesses the hands that will use them, and blesses the journey ahead. Then your work begins. He blesses the tools, blesses the hands that will use them, and blesses the journey ahead. You and your team move with practiced ease. First comes the most delicate part, removing the internal organs. You make a small incision on the left side of the abdomen, careful and clean. One by one, the organs are removed. The stomach, intestines, lungs, and liver are each taken out and placed into special containers called canopic jars, each guarded by a different protective god. But the brain? That's a trickier matter. There is no fancy surgery here. You take a long, hooked instrument and gently insert it through the nostril. With small practice movements you swirl and extract, removing the brain bit by bit. It's a strange task, but you do it without hesitation. You've done it many times before. Once the body is emptied, you rinse it with palm wine, a form of spiritual cleansing. Then it's time for the natron. This natural salt will draw every drop of moisture from the body. You cover the body inside and out, packing it carefully with linen and more natron. For the next 40 days, the body will remain like this, drying in the warm, dry air. During this waiting period, your days aren't idle. You mix resins and prepare oils. You carve charms and amulets, each one meant to protect the soul. You write spells on strips of linen, words that will be read by no living eyes, but whispered across the veil between life and death. When the body is ready, you return. It is dry, light, and leathery now. Strange to modern eyes, but to you it is perfect. You anoint it with oils, giving it the scent of eternity, myrrh, cinnamon, cedar, and frankincense. You carefully wrap it in layer after layer of linen, speaking soft prayers as you go. Between the wrappings, you place charms and protective symbols, an eye of Horus over the wound, a scarab beetle over the heart, a tiny golden amulet near the throat. Each has its purpose. Each tells a story. Finally, you place the mask over the face. For the wealthy, this might be made of gold and precious stones. For others, painted plaster or carved wood. But each is crafted with care, bearing the idealized features of the person in life. In this way, they will be recognized in the afterlife. When all is done, the mummy is placed inside a coffin, sometimes one coffin inside another, like a box within a box, each decorated with vibrant colors and images of gods, spells, and symbols of rebirth. The coffin is carried to the tomb, followed by family members bearing offerings, bread, beer, dates, and meats for the journey ahead. The coffin is sealed, and the family gathers. There is a procession. Priests chant, women wail and sing laments, and incense burns in thick clouds. Before the final sealing of the tomb, there is one last rite, the opening of the mouth. A priest touches a special tool to the mouth of the mask, reciting a spell that allows the dead to eat, speak, and breathe again in the next world. It is a solemn and powerful moment. You stand at the edge of the tomb, watching as the stone is rolled into place. Your work here is done. The body has been prepared. The soul has been guided. Another Egyptian has been given a chance at immortality. As the sun begins to set, casting long shadows over the desert, you walk back toward your home. The day has been long, filled with ancient rituals and quiet labor. You feel tired, but also honored. Yours is not a glamorous life, but it is sacred. You walk in the footsteps of generations of embalmers, passing down skills that are both medical and magical. At home, your children greet you with sleepy smiles. Your wife hands you a simple meal, lentils, flatbread, and a little dried fish. You eat together. At home, your children gather quietly, the smell of natron still lingering faintly on your skin. As night falls over the land of Egypt, you sit beneath the stars. The Nile glistens in the moonlight. Somewhere, the soul of the man you prepared is making its way through the Duat, the realm of the dead, facing trials, weighing his heart against a feather, hoping to reach the field of reeds, a paradise where he will live forever. And you'll wake up tomorrow and begin again. Another life, another journey to prepare. because in ancient Egypt, death was not an end, but a doorway, and you, humble mummy maker, are the quiet guardian of that sacred threshold. So sleep now, dear listener. Let the rhythms of the Nile and the secrets of ancient sands cradle your dreams. The gods are watching, and somewhere a soul walks into eternity, wrapped in linen, love, and your careful hands.